In a world that often expects women to voice their opinions, emotions, and desires, what does it mean when a woman chooses silence? Is her quietness a form of consent, a nod of approval to the status quo? Or is it something more profound, a silent storm brewing beneath the surface, waiting to erupt? This question leads us into a complex exploration of women's silence, its implications, and the societal narratives that surround it. Historically, women have been encouraged, even coerced, into silence. From the Victorian era, where a woman's role was often limited to the private sphere, to modern times where they face pressures to behave in certain ways, the expectation to conform can be overwhelming. Silence has been both a refuge and a prison. For some, it serves as a shield against judgment or conflict. For others, it signifies resignation to societal norms that dictate how they should act or feel. But let's consider the nuances of silence. Some women may choose to remain silent in situations where their voices could provoke conflict or backlash. In workplaces, for instance, women may find themselves in environments where speaking out could lead to criticism or even repercussions. In these instances, silence is not necessarily agreement. It can be a protective mechanism, a strategy for survival in a world that can be hostile toward those who dare to speak up. Conversely, silence can also be misinterpreted. The notion that a woman's silence equates to agreement is a common misconception. This stereotype can lead to dangerous assumptions, where the absence of vocal opposition is seen as consent. This is particularly relevant in discussions about consent and relationships. A woman's quietness should never be mistaken for acquiescence. It raises the question, how often do we assume agreement when we encounter silence, failing to recognize the complexities that might lie beneath? Moreover, silence can be a powerful form of resistance. When women choose not to engage in conversations dominated by patriarchal narratives, their silence can be a statement in itself. It can signify a refusal to participate in dialogues that do not recognize their experiences or validate their voices. Think of the women's marches or the Me Too movement, where silence was broken, transforming into a chorus of shared experiences. These moments reflect that silence is not always passive. It can be a strategic choice to highlight injustices and demand change. The relationship between silence and emotional well-being is also crucial. For many women, silence can be a space for introspection and self-care. It can provide an opportunity to process feelings, gather thoughts, and recharge. However, when silence becomes a habit, it can also lead to feelings of isolation and disconnect. Women might feel trapped in their silence, unable to express their needs or desires, which can exacerbate mental health struggles. The challenge lies in finding a balance between the restorative power of silence and the necessity of vocal expression. One cannot overlook the societal pressures that dictate how women should express themselves. Cultural narratives often frame assertiveness as aggressive and quietness as virtuous. This dichotomy can create a fear of expressing oneself fully. Women may suppress their thoughts or opinions to fit the mold of what is deemed acceptable. This dynamic not only stifles individual expression, but perpetuates a cycle where women's voices remain muted, creating an environment where their contributions are undervalued. It's also essential to consider men's perspectives in this discussion. Many men may find themselves uncertain about how to navigate conversations with women, especially in contexts where silence is prevalent. They might feel hesitant to engage, fearing they might overstep or misinterpret a woman's silence. This can lead to misunderstandings and a lack of effective communication. Encouraging open dialogues about silence and its meanings can foster better relationships, where both parties feel safe and respected in expressing themselves. As we delve deeper into this topic, we must ask ourselves, what does silence mean to you? How do you interpret a woman's silence in various contexts? Is it a moment of reflection, agreement, or perhaps a call for attention? These questions invite us to analyze our own biases and assumptions about women's voices and silences. In engaging with this complex topic, it is important to remember that every woman's experience is unique. Some may find empowerment in their silence, while others may feel stifled. It's crucial to create spaces where women can express their feelings about their silence without fear of judgment. This not only validates their experiences, but also encourages a broader conversation about the expectations placed on women in society. Ultimately, the question remains, is a woman's silence a form of approval, or is it the calm before a storm? The answer is multifaceted and deeply personal. It challenges us to move beyond binary interpretations and embrace the complexities of human emotion and expression. By fostering understanding and empathy, we can create a society where silence is respected as much as speech, and where both can coexist harmoniously. As we conclude this exploration, I invite you to reflect on your perspectives. How do you interpret silence in the context of women's experiences? Have you witnessed moments where silence spoke louder than words? Please share your thoughts in the comments below. Your insights could contribute to a richer dialogue around this important issue. Thank you for joining us in this discussion. If you found this exploration thought-provoking, consider subscribing to our channel, Silk Masks, for more engaging content that dives into the complexities of gender dynamics and human experiences.